There were several discussions always about fair employment and about just employment, period. There was a big movement in the African American community to have more of a representation of people of color in positions in, the casino industry, because that's our primary industry. Ms. Duncan was definitely one of at the forefront of a lot of that. But to say that it was just gender specific, I can't say that. Because for example, there were certain jobs that were, at least in the opinion of the Black community, were reserved only for white folk. So valet parkers, a lot of the dealer positions, the cocktail waitress positions, the higher paying positions. I don't know so much about the skill set other than having to be able to drive or serve a drink, but those positions were kind of pushed to the side for, people in the white community. And there was always this striving to see more of a representation in those jobs because they were viewed as being the higher paying positions. I mean, now we're talking about positions at the executive level. You don't really see that much representation of females or people of color in decision-making positions. It's been kind of an evolution. I think with Ruby, her initial concern was that even within the Black community, there appeared to be a disconnect between the haves and the have-nots. And she was determined that the haves, who were making quite a bit of money off the have-nots, both in public housing arenas and in the welfare arena, by being contract providers or whatever, she was determined that folks who typically were disadvantaged really had the advantage. Like, why should they always be left out, And so she fought for a seat, not only at the table in the mainstream community, but even within the Black community, And she got it. People couldn't look down on welfare mothers, as they say, any longer. It wasn't, a crime to be on welfare. It wasn't a crime to have, children that you needed help with. It was time for us to get in there and help them become self-sufficient, and that's what she worked toward.